And now, it's time for today's comment of the day. Just be you. For something that sounds so simple, people spend years trying to figure out how to do it. Be successful, be liked, be understood, be enough. And somewhere in all that effort, it becomes easy to forget the most obvious question. Who am I when I stop trying to be what everyone else expects? I like this comment because it doesn't ask you to become more. It doesn't ask you to improve, perform, or prove. Just be you. And maybe that's harder and more beautiful than people realize. Thank you for sharing this. One of the strangest things that can happen in this kind of week is that two parts of your life that looked impossible to combine suddenly stop fighting each other. It may be two responsibilities, two people, two choices, two versions of yourself. One part of you wants peace, another part wants movement. One part wants to rest, another part knows something needs to be handled. One situation pulls you in one direction, another situation pulls you somewhere completely different. And for a while it feels like there is no way to carry both without breaking. But then something begins to settle. Not because everything becomes perfect, but because the tension stops needing a winner. You start seeing a middle ground that was not visible before. You stop trying to force one side to disappear, and you start realizing that maybe the lesson was never to choose one part and reject the other. Maybe the real shift is learning how to let both sides find their proper place. This is important because some of you are not waiting for a miracle outside of you. You are waiting for the pieces inside your life to stop contradicting each other. You are waiting for the conversation to become possible, for the pressure to soften, for the two roads to stop looking like enemies. And in this window, you may become the bridge, not by forcing peace, not by carrying everyone's weight, but by standing clearly enough that both sides can move differently around you. Sometimes the blessing is not that one side wins. Sometimes the blessing is that the war inside the situation finally runs out of fuel. So pay attention to what starts cooperating. Pay attention to what stops resisting. Pay attention to the place where something that used to feel impossible suddenly feels workable. That may be the first sign that the next door is not opening through chaos, but through alignment. You do not need to see the whole road right now, and that is where a lot of people exhaust themselves. They think clarity means knowing the full future. They think they need the entire map before they can trust the next step. So when life only gives them a small piece, they call it confusion. But sometimes that small piece is exactly what you're supposed to work with. Think about driving through a dark road at night. You do not see the entire journey from where you are sitting. You only see what the headlights reveal, but that is enough to keep moving. You do not stop the car because the whole road is not visible. You follow the part that is lit, and as you move, more of the road appears. That is how this week may feel. You may not know how everything connects yet. You may not know who is involved when the answer comes or what